I'm just a guy who loves Disney that has way too much time on his hands. If anybody from Disney is watching, please don't sue me. I'm here to rate, review, and describe all of your favorite things from the magical world of Disney. I'm File91e and welcome to my Disney News and Reviews. Hello everyone and welcome to this week's Disney News and Reviews. I'm File91e. And pretty cool week for me this week, guys. Nothing too crazy going on. I got a bonus video out to you. I hope you liked it. Those little character packs, those collector packs, I really enjoy. They're one of my favorite things. So I got a couple more coming out to you. I got at least 2 more of those videos because I bought a bunch and spread them out a little bit for you. The Where in the Land answer from last week was the Tuck and Rolls Drive 'em Buggies in the Bugs Land area of Disney's California Adventure. Pretty cool, generic stuff. I will actually get into another thing from a Bugs Land later on in the show, so stay tuned for that. Also, just reminding you that Thanksgiving weekend I will not be doing a show, so next week's show will be the last show before I guess December. I guess you could say I'll be back the first week of December to do a video on that stuff. So I might actually have a Black Friday video for you. I'm not sure. I do plan on getting some stuff, although I don't shop late on Thanksgiving Day. I wait till Black Friday to actually try to do my stuff. So yeah, we'll see how that works. Also, I'll be reviewing Big Hero 6 then as well, because I'll be seeing Big Hero 6, which is out now, then. So I can't wait to watch that. I hear it's really, really good. So yeah, that's what's going on with me this week, so let's get right to the news. It seems Christmas is in full swing at Disney World as all of the parks have their Christmas decorations out. Also, the Osborne Spectacle of Dancing Lights is up and running as well. The taping of the ABC Christmas Day Parade will be held on December 8th and 9th at the Magic Kingdom. Guests in the park during the filming days will be able to take part, although special tickets will not be made available to guests. This year's parade marks a departure from previous years and is expected to be heavily based around the Frozen movie. The title for this year's parade is Disney Parks Frozen Christmas Celebration. Of course, they're going to tie all that in with Frozen. The Disneyland Resort in California filmed its segments last week, so there you go. So if you're going down there during December 8th and 9th, try to get into the Magic Kingdom, be on TV. The Festival of the Seasons began this week at Downtown Disney, and this year you will see a new wait system used for the very popular Santa meet and greet located in the Santa Chalet, which is between the World of Disney and Basin. Guests can meet Santa from 5 p.m. to 9:30 p.m. from November 14th through the 20th, and 12 p.m. through 9:30 p.m. from November 21st to December 24th. From December 25th through the 29th, guests can meet Santa Goofy from 3 p.m. to 9:30 p.m. because obviously Santa, had to deal with Christmas, so he's taking a break. If the queue is longer than 30 minutes, this is interesting. Cast members will be handing out pagers, or guests can opt to receive a page via text message. When Santa becomes available, the guest will be contacted to return to the chalet for an approximate 20-minute wait. So that's pretty cool. You can sign up, go about your day, get a little page, come right back. That's really cool. Really, really awesome stuff. Disney's PhotoPass service has introduced a new type of photo available now with the purchase of the Memory Maker package, which is really cool. I really want to try that Memory Maker package. Building on the existing magic shots, which feature character overlays on your pictures. I think you've seen those before. Magic shots now expand to include animation in the form of a video clip. There are currently 4 locations to produce magic shots: Epcot behind Spaceship Earth, Disney's Hollywood Studios on Hollywood Boulevard, Epcot at the Norway Pavilion, and Disney's Animal Kingdom on the bridge near Expedition Everest. Guests who have purchased the Memory Maker package will be able to download the videos of the animated magic shots. The Memory Maker package is $199. but if you pre-register for it, do it early, you actually get it's for $150, and that pretty much entitles you to any photo done by any PhotoPass person in all of the parks. I think that's a really great deal, considering that it cost me $30 to download 2 images, you know, from my past Disneyland experience. So the $150 deal for all of the PhotoPass photos that you could possibly want, plus all these animated ones, are really cool. I think that's a good deal. So I would love to try the Memory Maker package when I get back down to Disney World. And finally, the intermission food court at Disney's All-Star Music Resort is expected to open earlier than previously scheduled. According to the latest refurbishment calendar, the intermission food court is now expected to be under refurbishment until December 2nd, reopening on December 3rd. The refurbishment was previously expected to run through to December 20th, following its closure on August 1st. So there you go, the news for this week. Let's get right to the reviews. Alright guys, the first thing I want to review for you today is Flik's Flyers. Now what these guys say Flik's Flyers is in Disney's California Adventure, it is a suspended basket swing ride around a central axis, 2.5 stars, located in Flik's Fun Fair. Now that's pretty much all you really need to know about this certain attraction. This is one of the many attractions in Flik's Fun Fair in the Bugs Land area. The Bugs Land area is home to It's Tough to Be a Bug, as well as the Fun Fair area, which the idea is that it shrinks you down to bug size, so that you know, you're walking amongst the tall grass, and you can now enjoy the amusements that the A Bug's Life characters have made, especially Flik. He's very ingenious and he builds all sort of stuff. I did the Where in the Land last week. It was the buggies, the drive-em buggies. There's also the choo-choo train, and the thing that I'm talking about today is the Flik's Flyers. There's a couple other rides there as well. Now this opened on October 7th of 2002, and it's basically, like it says, a ride where you hop in. It raises you up and you spin around. The idea is that Flik used this using man-made items, you know, so you're in like Chinese food containers and you know, raisin containers and things like that. There are stitched leaves. They are the balloons that are supposed to suspend you, and you spin around. Basic stuff here. There really isn't too much else to say. It is what it is. It's a good area for kids, this Bugs Land. I'll constantly, you know, re-emphasize this with every ride that I do from a Bugs Land. That's what this place is. It's an area for kids to run around, have a good time. There's a central, you know, like water area in there, which is fun. The theming's really great in the Bugs Land. You know, it really feels like you know, you are really, you know, have shrunken down to bug size, and especially with the ominous Tower of Terror right in the background, you know, it really makes, you know, it gives you that sense that you are really small. And you know, there are other rides in there as well, and it really is a good one. Now this particular ride, you hop on. You know, it's about 1.5 minutes long. You hop on, and it can fit about 4 people, 4 kids, maybe 2 fully sized adults. 2 or 3 depending on how big you are, and you go up and you spin around for 1.5 minutes, and then you come back down, and that's it. You know, there really isn't too much to it. So yeah, that's Flik's Flyers at in the Bugs Land area. So what am I going to give Flik's Flyers? Well, I want to give this 2 stars. It's not really a mandatory ride that you should get on. You know, it may be something that you walk past. But if you have some time and you're just kind of doing whatever, and you got your, you know, your friend there with you, hop on and do whatever if you have the extra time and you're walking around a Bugs Land. Most of these rides are meant for kids, so kids will really enjoy it. I think kids will, you know, give that a 3-star. It's one of those average rides, so kids will really enjoy that because it's one of their rides that they can really, you know, claim as theirs. But for everybody else, I give this a 2. It's not completely useless because it is a moving attraction. They do, you know, theme it very well, but it's not too exciting to us adults, excitement-wise, I guess you could say. There are other things in the park to see that can, do much better than that. But if you're a kid or a kid at heart and you and you just happen to love A Bug's Life, this might be a ride for you. The theming's great, not really intense in any which way, shape, or form, but something to see and check out, especially if you just have extra time on your hands and are walking by it. So there you go, Flik's Flyers in the Bugs Land and Disney's California Adventure, 2 stars. Alright guys, the next thing I want to review for you today is Innoventions at Disneyland Park. Now what these guys say Innoventions is, it's a multifaceted attraction featuring static and hands-on exhibits relating to products and technologies of the near future. Major diversion, go on your second day or after you have seen all the different major attractions, 3 stars. Now that's not too bad of a review. I actually really enjoyed Innoventions, to be honest, but I'll tell you about that more in a minute. Now, this Innoventions is located in Tomorrowland in Disneyland Park. It opened on July 3rd of 1998, and Innoventions, especially this building, has gone through a ton of different changes since its inception and building. This originally was the Carousel of Progress, the original Carousel of Progress that got shipped over to Disney World after it was built, and the carousel now has its own dedicated thing. When it was over in Disneyland, it did have its own dedicated thing as well. They even had a second layer, a second level, which was called Progress City, and you could see, Walt's vision for Epcot and all that other stuff, and all the technologies he wanted to bring to a city that he was planning on building, but didn't quite, couldn't do it because he passed away. And we have the Epcot that we have now, which is totally different than the Epcot that Walt originally wanted to build. But if you really wanted to see what Walt was building, especially with Epcot, check out the Walt Disney, Disneyland World of Color episodes. He talked about Epcot a lot and what he was planning on doing, and it was crazy. And you could see the full-scale model at the Progress City at the time when the Carousel Progress was in Disneyland, right there on that second level. You would ride the ride, and then after you were done, go back up to the second level to see what Progress City was all about. Now that changed into America Sings, which then after a while eventually changed into an Innoventions here in 1998. Now, like the Innoventions in Epcot, this showcases, some technologies of the future. Though I think, in my opinion, this Innoventions is better than the Innoventions at Epcot. The Innoventions at Epcot seems very muddled. It's not very laid out too well, and it doesn't seem busy or fun or exciting. It seems very kind of whatever. Some of the Epcot Innoventions, attractions aren't cool. Some of All Thrills is good. Don't get me wrong. Some of All Thrills is great, and if they were to add that to this Innoventions here, that would be outstanding. But they don't have that. But what this Innoventions has is I think better than the Epcot Innoventions. Now the main thing about this Innoventions is that this hosts different meet and greets for characters from the Marvel Universe. You can meet Captain America here, you can meet Thor, you can see all the different Iron Man suits, and that's really awesome. I think that's a good idea to add in some of the fake futuristic stuff and mix it in with some of the real futuristic, futuristic stuff, and you get a good mix. Kids will want to obviously see Captain America or Thor and see the Iron Man suits, and then they'll go around to the other real stuff and learn some things and and see what the future could possibly hold for technology. When you go in, you were automatically told to go up this ramp to the second level. That's where you enter, and to your right is where you can meet Captain America. That's one thing. He has his own little area in there. You can learn about Captain America before actually going in and meeting him. Same thing with Thor. Thor has his own area. You can see all the different weapons of Asgard. They have an exhibit there of the different weapons of Asgard. Tells you about the different things. It feels real, like really real. It feels like it's an actual museum sort of thing. And then you go in and meet Thor, and Thor's all buff and big, and I'm Thor, that sort of thing. My favorite part was the Iron Man suits, because they have all of the different Iron Man suits from the movies that you see in the movies there. Obviously not all of them from Iron Man 3, because Iron Man Man 3 had like over 100 suits or whatever it was. But no, they actually have, I think it goes up to 9, I think, the Mark 9. You know, in the middle they have the one that you see in the current movie from Iron Man 3, the one that he calls over with his mind. But then you got Mark 1, Mark 2, Mark 3, Mark 4, Mark 5, and it's really cool to go around and see. They don't want you to touch them, obviously. Paul Bettany does a Jarvis speech, you know, here, so they really went above and beyond with that. That's really fun. And it was just cool to see. It really did seem futuristic, very trade showish, which is what I think Innoventions should be, almost like a future trade show. I think Epcot has a lot of space for Innoventions, for a good, awesome Innoventions type, you know, trade show type of thing over there. They just haven't really capitalized on that. Hopefully, with a new, if they revamp Epcot a little bit, they'll pay attention to Innoventions and get some cool things in there. Maybe introduce some of the Marvel stuff in there. But I know there are people out there who don't want any of that in the parks, and they just want the parks to be the way they are. Well, that's not exactly what Walt wanted. He wanted everything to evolve and keep going. Just because your nostalgia is crazy hardcore doesn't mean that kids should be gypped of you know, of their own individual things. But that's just my rant on that. I will move on. In the next section, you actually, if you've been to Epcot and went on Spaceship Earth, you will have noticed that there is also the games from at the end of from the end of Spaceship Earth in the Project Tomorrow area. All the games that you played in there, including the sending your you know, your picture, your Epcot picture to yourself via email. That's all there. You can actually you know, answer the questions that you do at the end of Spaceship Earth, and you can actually, you know, email that to yourself so you can project your future. That's really cool. All of the games are there. The shuffleboard stuff, you know, the hands-on thing, the Mr. Bones where you can put together you know, this guy. That was really fun. So that was really cool too. Now, obviously, since some of this is sponsored by Microsoft, there are Xbox games there. There's a lot of Disney Infinity stuff. They really are promoting that. So video games are are definitely in there, and you can play some video games too. A lot of kids are, you know, we're really enjoying that. Now, on the bottom is what's really cool is these future technologies for the home. It's like all about the Microsoft Dream House, where basically you would go in and you know, it's a house that looks, you know, very similar to what, you know, we normally live in, only with a couple different technologies that have, you know, could be possible in the near future, like, you know, rear projected TV, or you know, some enhancements for the kitchen, that sort of stuff. You know, different things to make your life a little bit easier, and these technologies aren't too far out, and they show you how it can be, you know, how it could enhance the home if you had all of these technologies, and that's actually a really good place to sit down. So that's not really the worst thing in the world. I really enjoyed that. That's actually where you know, Nathan and I sat down and we booked our flights, or we didn't book we checked in for our flights. We did that right in there. You know, the couches in there, it's air conditioned, really cool stuff, and just seeing those technologies are really cool as well. Now, just to recap of all the things you can possibly see in this current version of Innoventions, they always change it. But this current version of Innoventions, you can see Captain America, you can see Thor, you can see all the Iron Man stuff. You got the Honda Asimo Theater, which is a 15-minute presentation on the Asimo robot, the Honda robot. You got the Siemens Project Tomorrow stuff, which is really neat. You got the Taylor Morrison and the Microsoft Innoventions Dream House, which is sponsored by HP, Microsoft, and Taylor Morrison. So you have all of that stuff, and the theming in this is really great. There's a central tree that grows up from the middle, and it's made of all computer parts. So that's really cool. They really made this feel like a trade show that showed a lot of different new technologies, and they threw in, you know, the Marvel stuff with it. And when you have any of the Stark Industries stuff in there, I think that's really cool. I would love to see a Stark Industries you know, area in the Epcot Innoventions, because I think that would be fun. You know, you have, you know, GM, you have I don't know, Verizon, you know, all the different things, and then you throw in a Stark Industries showing all the different Stark tech, which I don't know, I just think you can mix, you know, the fake with the real and have people really enjoy it. And seeing Tony Stark and all that stuff, you know, whether it be a meet and greet or whatever, I just think that would be kind of neat. But that's just my opinion and whatever. So yeah, that's Innoventions. What am I going to give Innoventions at Disneyland Park? I want to give this 4 stars. I think you really need to see this. I didn't think I would enjoy it as much as I did. I did save it for the second day. And I really did enjoy it. It was one of those things that I walked through. I had a good time. You know, there are, you know, the games you do have to wait in line to play, but sometimes, you know, on a slower day you really don't have to. It's a good diversion. You know, you can cool down on a hot day on there. You know, it was fun. You know, I loved the Dream House. I thought that was actually really cool. That was one of the the favorites. I loved seeing the Iron Man suits. That was just really cool. That was probably my big thing. And Nathan loved seeing the Thor weapons. He really digs that. So that was awesome. You know, very cool. So yeah, Innoventions at Disneyland Park, 4 stars. I really urge you to check it out. Well, there you go, guys. That is this week's Disney News and Reviews. If anyone from Disney is watching, please don't sue me. I want people to go to Disney World and check out Flik's flyers or Innoventions at Disney World. I love that stuff. And Christmas at Disney World, I mean, come on now. That's awesome. I really want to go to, you know, to Disney during Christmas. I got a taste of it with The Nightmare Before Christmas Haunted Mansion, but that was more Halloween for me. I thought that was really good. So yeah, if you are going to Disney, be sure to go to allears.net, touringplans.com, wdwmagic.com for all your latest and greatest Disney news. Walt Disney World and Disneyland.com is good too. They have a lot of really good new stuff. Yeah, so that's it. I never usually ask this, but I just want to ask this right now. If you like my videos and watch them every week, just hit subscribe. It lets me know that you know, there are people out there that still really want to watch. I know I got my core audience of fans, but you know, if you could just hit that subscribe button, it lets me know that I'm still growing an audience and I'm still reaching other people. And if you have any comments or anything like that, just post them below. I'll try to get back to you. So yeah, last week's Where in the World was pretty easy, I think, for some people. I'll try to make it different, you know, this week. But, you know, I try to dupe you a little bit, you know, got to make it a little tough. So yeah, thanks for watching this week, and I'll see you guys next week for another Disney News and Reviews. So guys, where in the land am I this week? Bye.